I walked into the morning, but the morning did not know me. The sun rose like always, yet it did not rise for me. The birds were singing news of life, but my name was not in their song. The road stretched far ahead, but I did not belong. My shadow followed slowly, like it too had lost its will. Even the wind that touched my face felt strangely still. I searched my pockets for yesterday, found only broken hours, a few dry tears, and the scent of forgotten flowers. The clock kept moving faithfully, its hands never asking why, but my time lay on the roadside, too tired to even try. People passed with living eyes, carrying laughter, plans, and light. I carried a silent question. Where did I lose my fight? I was not wounded on the outside. No blood, no visible scar. But somewhere deep within my chest, a whole world fell apart. I spoke, but my voice returned, echoed by empty air. Even my own words doubted if I was truly there. The mirror showed my figure, but the soul had stepped away, leaving only shape and shadow to wander through the day. I tried to remember happiness. It felt like someone else's dream, like watching joy through glass. Close, but not mine, it seemed. I met my past at a corner street. It lowered its eyes in shame. We both knew the moment when everything changed. A small decision, a fragile trust, a door I left ajar. That's how storms enter quietly and break you from afar. I was not lost in a forest, not stranded in the sea. I was lost inside my own heart, the worst place to be. The stars came out that evening, as if nothing had gone wrong, but I had misplaced my purpose, my reason to stay strong. Night asked me softly, "Why do you walk alone?" I said, "I am searching for myself. I seem to have never come home." Dreams knocked on my eyelids, but I refused to let them in. I feared they would show me the places I had been. The laughter of old memories now sounded like a lie. How could I be that person who once could freely fly? Hope stood at a distance, afraid to come too near, because broken hearts sometimes break hope with fear. I counted all my losses, but numbers would not stay. Every time I reached the end, more had slipped away. Even pain grew tired of me. It whispered, "Rest, my friend." But emptiness replaced it, a space without an end. I walked past the child smiling. He held his mother's hand. I realized what safe once meant, but could no longer understand. The sky wrote clouds like stories of journeys still to start, but my chapter seemed concluded before it found its heart. I asked the river, "Where do you go?" It said, "I never stay." I wished I could flow like that and wash myself away. My prayers rose without direction, like letters without address. Even heaven must have wondered, who sent this emptiness? I lay beneath a silent tree and let the hours pass, watching time fall through my hands like invisible glass. Somewhere, someone called my name, or maybe it was the wind. I turned, but only found another day that thinned. If you saw me then, you'd think I was simply passing through. You'd never guess the war inside. No one else could view. I wasn't seeking treasure, nor love, nor fame, nor gold. I was only trying to find the piece of me I could still hold. because being lost total means you cannot even say what it is you truly miss, only that it slipped away. I walked through days like empty rooms, where echoes had expired. Every door I gently opened led to something tired. The walls were painted memories that slowly peeled away, colors of a brighter life, fading into gray. I met a version of myself, sitting on a broken chair. He looked at me with hollow eyes, as if I wasn't there. Do you remember who we were? He asked without a sound. I searched my mind like ruined land, where nothing could be found. Regret grew vines around my thoughts, tightening every breath, not killing me completely, just practicing for death. I wore a smile made out of dust. Whenever people came, a polite disguise stitched together, from habit, fear, and shame. Conversations passed like trains. I never meant to board. Words arrived, but none of them reached my inner world. Even music lost its rhythm. Songs forgot their tune. My heart once danced to simple beats, now lay out of tune. I tried to cry, to feel release, but tears refused to fall. Grief had dried into a stone, behind an unseen wall. The nights grew long and merciless, stretching without end. Darkness was no longer time. It was my closest friend. I asked the moon for borrowed light. It answered from afar. You cannot shine while hiding the truth of who you are. But who was I beneath the cracks? Beneath the weight, the roll? I only knew the echo of a once unbroken soul. I traced my steps to yesterday, to laughter, warmth, and trust. But time had swept the footprints into anonymous dust. I blamed the world, I blamed my fate, I blamed the passing years, until I found the quiet truth. I was built from hidden fears. Fear of failing, fear of loss, fear of standing small, fear that I was never meant to matter much at all. So I built walls made of caution, bricks of maybe and not yet, doors labeled someday, windows clouded with regret. And while I tried to stay unharmed, to never risk a fall, life did not attack me. I had not lived at all. That truth struck soft but heavy, like snow upon the chest, not loud enough to shatter, just enough to press. I sank beside the roadside of a dream I never tried, watching braver souls than mine walk forward open-eyed. Then something small happened, so small I nearly missed. A stray dog stopped beside me and gently licked my wrist. No grand sign from heaven, no voice, no shining ray, just warmth from a small heartbeat that chose with me to stay. It did not ask my story, it did not judge my past. It simply sat in quiet trust, as if I still could last. For the first time in many days, my chest forgot to ache, because love in its simplest form had nothing it must take. I placed my shaking hand on fur, felt life beneath my palm, a tiny pulse reminding me the world still held some calm. The sky did not change color, the pain did not depart, but a crack appeared in numbness, a window in my heart. Perhaps being lost total was not the final state. Maybe it was just the place where broken people wait. Wait not for rescue armies, not for miracles above, but for the quiet return of the ability to love, even if it starts this small, even if it's slow, A seed does not become a tree the moment it is sown. I stood, though legs were trembling, the road still long and wide, but now a living creature walked softly at my side. I did not know my future. I did not know my name, but I knew one tiny truth. I was not exactly the same. Because when nothing else remains, no map, no dream, no role, sometimes the first thing you regain is not the path. But so, morning did not burst open. It unfolded, thin and shy, a pale line stitched across the torn fabric of the sky. I woke without knowing why. I had chosen not to quit, but the breath inside my chest still arrived, bit by bit. The world had not grown kinder. The road was still unsure, but something fragile in my ribs felt slightly more secure. The stray dog stretched beside me, as if guarding my sleep, proof that even broken nights can keep what they keep. I watched the sun attempt again, what it always tries to do, rise, even after darkness swears the night is true. Perhaps light is not brave, perhaps it's just routine, a quiet repetition of showing up unseen. I stood and faced the distance, no thunder, no grand sign, just a whisper in my pulse. One more step is fine. So I took a step, a small one, the kind no one would praise. But mountains are not climbed in legendary ways. The air felt almost ordinary. Cars hummed, people moved. Life did not pause to notice me. And strangely, I approved, because pain had taught me this. The world does not revolve around the storms within a heart. It cannot help resolve. And maybe that was freedom. To suffer without stage, to heal without announcement, to grow without a page. I passed a shop with dusty glass and saw my face inside, not heroic, not destroyed, just human, having tried. The emptiness still echoed, but now it had a floor, no longer endless falling through a bottomless before. Memories came like visitors, who knocked instead of broke. Some still burned, some still hurt, but now they only spoke. I forgive you, I whispered, to versions of my past, not because they earned it, but because I needed to last. Regret loosened one finger from around my chest, not gone, but no longer a permanent guest. I realized being lost total did not mean erased. It meant the old map burned away, so a truer one could be traced. Not the map of who I should be, or who I tried to seem, but the quiet shape emerging from surviving the unseen. I did not find my purpose shining on the ground, but I found the strength to walk without it being found. And maybe that is living. Not certainty, not control, but moving while uncertain, with an unguarded soul. The dog ran ahead, then back again, teaching me a rule. Joy does not wait for answers. It plays the fool. I almost laughed a rusty sound, like hinges long unused, but even broken laughter means the heart's not fully bruised. The sky turned warmer slowly, gold threading through blue, and, for the first time in ages, I believed morning was true. Not because my pain had ended, not because I understood, but because I kept on walking when I thought I never would. Lost total was not a sentence, not a life carved into stone. It was the dark between two selves, the place where seeds are sown. You break, you empty, you fall apart, you stand where nothing seems to start. But in that space where all is gone, where old identities dissolve, the smallest act of staying alive is the first problem you solve. I am not found completely. I still misplace my days, but now I know the way ahead is built in walking ways,